Hey everybody, welcome to Everything's Plastic. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Mattel Masterverse, and this is Masters of the Universe New Eternia He-Man. Don't know a whole lot about He-Man. I enjoyed the cartoon series as a kid, but that's as far as my knowledge goes when it comes to He-Man. All I know is that this figure looks fantastic, and I could not pass on this one. So we get a closer look at the side here. Awesome artwork of New Eternia He-Man, or Viking He-Man on the side here. Awesome artwork on the back, which is actually different from the artwork on the side, which is kind of cool. You see some other figures in the wave here. We have He-Man, Teela, Skeletor, and Merman. This is Barbarian Skeletor as well, which is a fantastic looking figure. And I can't wait to pick up Merman. I'm a bit behind on these. I kind of passed on them for a bit. Now I've recently decided again to go back and try to get a few more of these. Okay, so it says up top here, Masters Universe New Eternia. Original design inspired by classic concept. So I guess there's not really a storyline or anything like that, just concept art. I think it's a fantastic design, man. This is an awesome take on He-Man. So we have a quick little read up on the back here that says, He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, explores the world of Eternia, seeking to stop the sinister Skeletor from forging the scimitar of chaos. He can feel the twilight of the world coming. He can feel it in his bones. He must find the megalomaniacal madman and put it into his havoc once and for all. The fate of the universe demands it. Wow, what a read up. He-Man on the side here, nothing on top, just Masterverse barcodes and all that good stuff on the bottom. That's pretty much it for packaging. Let's crack this bad boy open and get a closer look. Alright guys, we are back and we have New Eternia He-Man. Outside of packaging, 4 accessories. This guy comes with quite a few accessories. He comes with this awesome head sculpt. I think they did a fantastic job on this one. The hair is a bit darker than normal, but we can see the amazing detail on his eyes there. Overall, I actually think this is a pretty cool head sculpt. I like what they did with it. Not too bad at all. Also 4 accessories. This one comes with this Sword of Power. This one's pretty cool. You see a lot of metallic, almost like sparkles in the plastic, which is pretty cool. A little bit of detail on the handle. Not too bad. Also have a little dagger or knife, which is pretty cool as well. A little bit of detail on this one. Not a bad design. And we have his battle axe as well. I like the overall appearance of this one. This one has the sparkles or metallic looking plastic to it too, which is a pretty cool detail. I don't like how they didn't paint the handle though. If you could do some customs and stuff like that, man, you can really do a lot of stuff with this one just to make it look a little bit better. I love to see a little bit of metallic paint on this one. Yeah, I love to see the handle and everything else painted too. Same thing with his gold armor. I know it's supposed to resemble like gold plastic and everything else, and I think they did a good job on it, but man, if you had some like gold metallic paint on that, I think this one would really pop. Carrying on with accessories, he has this open hand. We've seen this before with a few other figures in the line, which is kind of weird because I don't think it really is proportionate with the rest of his hands. I think the fingers are way too long on this one. And we see that he comes with an open hand, or a gripping hand as well. So in the box he has a fist on this side, gripping hand on this side, and then we have an extra gripping hand. And we have an open slapping hand for whatever reason. Don't really understand the whole concept of this one. I would much prefer having a fist on this side as opposed to open slapping hand. Alright, let's get a closer look at Viking He-Man, or New Eternia He-Man. See, pretty cool design in the overall helmet. Got some horns sticking out here. We can see the metallic plastic carries on over, which is pretty much the same plastic that you use for the swords. Do see some marbling in the helmet though, and pretty cool stones or gems or whatever in the top part of the helmet. This face sculpt, I much prefer this one. Somewhat. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about both. He's just got a little kind of smirk on his face in this one. I like to have almost like a growl or a scowl or something on his face. Some kind of battle ready, or a battle yell, or just ready to go into battle instead of just a weird cocky smirk. But yeah, tons of cool detail in his armor. Pauldrons or whatever you want to call it on the top here. Awesome detail on that. The straps and all that stuff look fantastic as well, and his breastplate or chest piece here looks fantastic as well. Very clean paint application on this one. I'm pretty sure this is called a bracer. Correct me in the comments below if I am wrong. But yeah, pretty cool design on this one. We see some fur, we see some leather straps going around here, and then we have a gold finish on top here. Fantastic, awesome design in his belt as well. Lots of cool detail. We have some cool texturing into his loincloth, and yes, at least he painted it up and on there as well. Then we get down to his boots. Awesome design on his boots as well. We got some almost like leather wrapped around here, some cloth wrapped around here. Cool design. I really love the boots. I think they did a great job on that. Fur looks pretty cool as well. And then we have the shield over on the side for his knife to pop into. Not going to have any effect on articulation at all. So fits in nice and snug. Actually got to put a bit of pressure on this one to get it in. And man, it's a pain in the ass to get out too, to be honest. Oh, it's almost like sword and stone. Alright, so it's actually stuck there for now. I'll get it out after. I'll probably do it off camera. But yeah, we got a closer look, man. This guy looks great overall. Really don't mind picking this one up and don't mind spending the money on this one. Alright, so for articulation. Say it goes back this far. Obviously, it's going to be restricted a little bit by his hair. His hair is a hard, stiff plastic. So it goes down this far, back this far. You do get some side to side, and you do get a full rotation. His arms comes up this far. Not really restricted by these little shoulder pieces here. His pauldrons, or whatever you want to call it. These actually move around. They're nice and loose, so it doesn't restrict articulation at all. Goes all the way around. You do have your bicep swivel there. You get full rotation of that. You do have some double jointed elbows as well, which you don't get a full range of motion. Obviously, it's going to be restricted a little bit by his bracer here. And we go around the other side. He just has big arms anyways, big muscular arms. So obviously, you're not going to get a full range of motion, but you do get a decent range of motion, I got to admit. For his wrists, all four hands go back and forth and all the way around. For his ab crunch, we do have a ball joint here that goes back this far, forward this far. It does go side to side, but you don't get a full rotation. It only goes to the side this much and to the side this much as well. And his head pops off. Look at that. It doesn't really stay in place. It almost feels like it's spring loaded. I don't think it is. I like to take one of these apart at some point and get a look, see what's actually under there. But I don't want to take the risk of breaking a figure. There's a rotation at the waist here, so you do have a little swivel that goes all the way around. For his legs, don't come out to a complete split, but does come out this far, which is a pretty decent range of motion, man. You don't need a full split with He-Man. I think this is a pretty decent range of motion, to be completely honest. Legs go forward this far, which is somewhat restricted. Back this far. You do have a upper thigh cut there as well. Double jointed knees, which you get pretty decent range of motion out of the knees. There's a boot cut, goes all the way around. His ankles go back this far, forward this far, and go all the way around. So overall, for a big muscular character, I think the articulation on this one is pretty decent. I gotta say, man, this is probably one of my favorite figures from the Masterverse line so far. I like the original He-Man. Wasn't a big fan of face sculpt. This one actually takes the top of the list for me. I think this one is fantastic. So let's pop his sword in his hand. I forgot to mention too, on the back here is actually a little slot or notch or whatever you want to call it to actually put his sword in, which is fantastic. We can put it, there's no shield or nothing with this one, but we put his battle axe in his hand. So that looks fantastic. Just one more quick look all the way around. We have a few quick comparisons here. We have He-Man from Series 1, which is the original He-Man in the series. We see that Viking He-Man or New Eternia He-Man is pretty much the same size. Savage He-Man, I think, is a little bit taller from this angle. Even though he's wearing the helmet and stuff like that, his head is definitely a little tiny bit taller. All three of these are fantastic looking figures. Just to do a quick comparison to the Masters of the Universe Origins line, here we have Vintage Head Sculpt He-Man and Battle Damage He-Man. Obviously these guys are 5.5 inch figures and these are a little over 7 inch, but they are a 7 inch scale. Gotta say, they're all fantastic versions of He-Man. I love every one of these figures. I think Mattel is doing a great job with both lines. Alright, just gonna do a few quick head swaps, man. So we'll put on this head sculpt, show you guys what he looks like with the alternate head sculpt. I think his head is a tad bit on the small side for his body. Still looks great though. I still like it. And let's do the Savage, or let's do the original He-Man as well. And it does look pretty good on this one as well. We can see that the skin tone is off a little bit, but still an option if you guys want to display it. And let's go with Savage He-Man. Alright, here we have Viking He-Man with the Savage He-Man head sculpt. All the heads fit. You can switch them around. Like I said, it doesn't match that well because the skin tone is off a little bit on this one. Depends on your lighting. If you just got it displayed on your shelf, then it wouldn't look too bad. And if you want to put the vintage head sculpt on there, that actually fits as well. I know it looks kind of awkward, but man, whatever you're into. The option is there if you guys want to do it. But for me personally, I'm just going to stick with the Viking look. think this one looks fantastic, man. I really love the helmet, and I like the horns and all that good stuff. So that pretty much wraps up our unboxing and figure review. Out of 10, I'm going to give this guy a 9.3 out of 10. I think he looks fantastic. Pretty awesome articulation. Paint application on this one's fantastic. Tons of accessories, extra head sculpt and everything else. Not a whole lot to complain about with this one. So I think 9.3 is a pretty decent score for this one. So let us know in the comments below what you think of our review. What do you think of our score of 9.3 out of 10? And what do you think of this figure? Let us know in the comments below. If you guys had to rate this one out of 10, what would you give it? And as always, if you liked the review, don't forget, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button as well. As always, hope you enjoyed this review, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep collecting, stay safe, go buy some toys.